We have learned in the last Mishnah that if I own a kli, a vessel, a cup on Yom Tov, that cup follows my shvita, my placement. Let's see, go back to our little map. That cup follows my shvita. Let's move this to the side. I live in Yad Binyamin, so I could only walk 2,000 amot in each direction outside of Yad Binyamin. So my cup can also only follow where I am. If my shvita is in Yad Binyamin, then my cup only goes where I go. And then we also discussed in the last Mishnah what happens if two people live in a house, etc., etc. What happens if somebody borrows something? What happens if somebody wants to use my stuff? So that's the topic of our Mishnah, Perek Hey, Mishnah Dalid in Masechet Beitzah. Mishnah says, "Hasho'el kli mechavero me'erev Yom Tov." If a person borrows a kli from his friend before Yom Tov, kiraglei hasho'el, then it follows the feet, i.e., if the sho'el wants to go to Gedera, we learned before, the sho'el made an eruv before Shabbat, before Yom Tov, so then it becomes theirs for Yom Tov, and they can take the cup with them to Gedera, no problem. Okay, why? Sharei kanash vitato etzlo bein hashmashot. Because bein hashmashot, meaning after Shki'ah, but before Tzedek Kochavim, is the time, bein hashmashot, between the Shemesh, between the suns. That time is what determines who has Shvita, who has rested with the cup, who has kanash vitato. Okay? Why? The bein hashmashot, hu knisat hayom. Bein hashmashot is the time of the entrance of the day, the beginning of the next day, Abichag, konesh shvita. That's what causes the kinyan, the acquisition of the resting. Konesh shvita. Va'afilu lo ba liyada sho'ela ela b'yom tov. Even if I call you up and I say, can I borrow your cup? Even if I don't make a kinyan, that agreement that I can borrow your cup before Yom Tov is enough. De la bishutei kayamin b'bein hashmashot. Even if it's not in his possession, Harei elu kiraglav shel shoel. It still follows the feet of the shoel. It's a very interesting question. Halachically, how did that work? This is beyond the scope of our Mishnah, of our little shiur to discuss it. It's a really interesting question. If I don't make a kinyan on it, how come it follows my regalim? But that's what the Gemara says. But b'yom tov, the Mishnah says, if I borrowed it on Yom Tov, then kiraglei amashel, then it follows my shvitas. Therefore, you can't take it. Let's say you come on Yom Tov. We didn't agree before. And you say, can I borrow your cup? You can't take it with you to Gedera. You can borrow it in Yad Binyamin, but you can't move it. You can't go beyond here. You can only go in that direction. You can stay in Yad Binyamin, but you can't move it beyond my Shvita, my 2,000 amot. Mishnah says similarly, she's making dough on Yom Tov. She runs out of, spices for her spicy bread. Okay, and she goes to her neighbor and says, can I borrow your spicy bread? I'm going to Gedera. We're going to friends for a meal. She has to recognize that when she makes the bread, she wants to move over, right? But her neighbor made shvita and Yad Binyamin, so she can't take the bread all the way to Gedera. She can only borrow if she knows that either I'm going to Gedera or she's not leaving. She's not going anywhere. She can't. That's the same principle. Rabbi Yehuda poter b'mayim. Rabbi Yehuda says mayim, water. It doesn't have significance. It doesn't have presence in the dough, it's in the bread. It's not in the pot, and it's not recognizable in the dough. Okay? You made a thick dough, and the water is not recognizable. Therefore, since it's not recognizable as such, it shouldn't prevent you from taking it to Gedera or whatever. We don't pass them like Rabbi Yehuda. Nonetheless, very interesting principle that when you borrow stuff, you have to know, 1 second, where did they make their shvita if I want to take it outside of the Techum, the 2,000 amot. We'll stop here, and as we always do, dedicate our learning to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a great day.